What's up, everybody? Survive and protect. So, just a few minutes ago, there's been a power outage pretty much in the whole entire neighborhood. Storm came through and everything was on, and all of a sudden, everything went out. So, what I wanted to let y'all know and show y'all is that you still have options for light and temporary power. Okay, so one, you guys are looking at it right now, it's the cell phone. All right, it has a flashlight. Most cell phones have a flashlight nowadays, so if you don't have a flashlight at home already, you're gonna have to use your cell phone. All right, so I got my cell phone light on right now. It has a source of light to walk around the house with. Now, of course, eventually if you keep it on too long, you're gonna, drain the battery, wear down the power, and then what you're gonna do. The next option is to get your plug for your charger for your phone, and you're gonna have to go to your car, turn on the car, and let your phone charge up a little bit, or a lot of bit. So it's one of those things where you're gonna have to just deal with the fact that you're gonna have to have your car running. And if you living with somebody who has a car, maybe you want to alternate every so often. That way you don't just use one vehicle all their power up. But yeah, that's a couple of alternatives for power. Now, unfortunately, hadn't although I know of another option, which I'm getting ready to tell you right now in a minute. We didn't plan for getting the stuff that you need to make that option happen, and that simply is to go buy any type of battery, like a car battery or like a lawnmower battery, something small, where you can use that battery as a source of power. You'll have to find some things that you're going to need, some extra equipment to attach to that to that battery rather, and use that like an alternative power source. So this time, or I should say next time around, I guess like lawnmower batteries are probably not that expensive, and so that might be a consideration for the next time out, whenever they restore power. Because like I said, it's the whole subdivision or community out here that's the power has gone out. And I don't know if it's like that on the main streets or the main roads, or if everything is out, everything nearby or not. So another alternative is to get you a battery. Just buy you I guess if they sell used batteries, you can get that. Or just buy a brand new battery that's like a smaller one, smaller than car batteries. And like I said, it could be for a lawnmower, and let that be something you save, put in your garage or in a closet. And then when something happens, have all your, start figuring out what attachments you need to hook up to that battery to make that an extra power source. I don't think any batteries have, I don't think so. So I'm not even going to say that. Also, another thing that just popped in my head, because we're talking about survival now. Another thing that popped in my head are those power cables. When you boost the car up, they have the things where they have the handle now, and the cables are wrapped around it. And so all you got to do is charge up that box, and then you can pretty much go mobile anywhere you go. You can just go on and put those cables up to boost somebody off or whatever. Some of those booster cable sets, if you want to call it that, I forget the actual name of it. Some of those have actual plugs on them, so where you can plug a power, plug a laptop into it, or a cell phone or whatever. So you actually charge up that source, so it's ready for you to boost somebody else off, but you can still use the same power in order to plug in any items that you might need to plug in and use for the time being. So that's another option right there. All right. So that's it for right now that I can think of off the top of my head. And it goes to show that sometimes you need to plan for events like this in advance. So that's a lesson that hopefully you don't get into, or if you do get into it, you remember this video before it happens, and you would definitely plan accordingly. All right. So that might be something I think about, is buy like a little lawnmower battery, man, and just stick it in the garage or stick it in a closet. And when something like this happens, say, okay, we got a power source, and like I said, find out what attachments I need that I could hook up to the battery, that I can, power up something, or those booster cables, units, and where you have to plug it in the wall and charge that up. Then when it's charged up fully, then you can just stick it in your car, and anytime something happens, if you need a boost, all you gotta do is pull it out your car and just put the cables on and boost your own self off. Or some of those things actually have plugs to them, like regular plugs, like you can plug in a laptop, plug in a phone, and some of them even have USB little connections too, where you can also connect that way. So there you have it, ladies and gentlemen, as we deal with this I'm sure it's going to be a temporary blackout. It's going on, let me see, we got another hour before midnight hits, so might end up having to deal with this for the rest of the night until the morning. It sounds like the storm has already left. It's no more, it's not much thunder anymore. It's just little periodically flashes of lightning, and you can hear the thundering kind of here and there. Sometimes it sounds like it's off in the distance, sometimes it sounds like it's still kind of close. But as far as the stormy raining, I don't hear that anymore. I might stick my head outside or look out a window and see. But yeah, so there you go. Real time thing. It's August 13th, 11:05 p.m. 2020 is real time. So by the time you see this video, it'll probably be a few days after the date I just gave. All right. So always prepare, and the way you do that is just think what if. Just use that as a model, or what would I do, or what could I do, or what could you do. Just use that as a question. Always ask yourself a question, and then find the answers to that question. So what if a storm hits and then knocks out all the power, and all your power in your house goes out? What can you do? What if that happens? How would you prepare for that before it happens? All right. So that's a good question to use for your survival, to prepare for things ahead of time. All right. So there you go. Anyway, survive and protect. I'm out. Peace.